We're at the point in technology where it's hard to find a product that really solves a problem. A lot of products out there are just revisions to current products or there's slight enhancements. The guys at Nyrius is really trying to break the mold and provide you with a new solution that many people aren't using yet, and this is wireless HDMI. Now they're making some extremely bold claims like zero lag and also 1080p resolution streaming up to 100 feet. How does this really stack up? Well, I'm Kevin the Tech Ninja, and we're about to find out. Welcome to my dojo. This is the Nyrius Nav S502. Inside the box, you'll find the digital wireless HD transmitter. It's made out of plastic. When it's active, it only has one status light. It also has a stand if you choose to stand it up. It does a great job at staying hidden, and it's great to see a product that does not have multiple flashing lights for a change. On the back, it has ports for power, an IR remote extender, HDMI input, and also two sources for HDMI output. What goes hand in hand with the digital wireless HD transmitter is the external IR remote extender. Now the way it works is when I press a button on a remote control pointing at the wireless transmitter, it sends a signal to the external IR remote extender, and then it forwards that signal to the DVR in my case. This also works for wireless gaming controllers too. I tested it with the PlayStation 4. A bit more on this later in the review. The next piece to the puzzle is the digital wireless HD receiver with built-in IR remote extender. The receiver is much smaller than the transmitter. The front has that IR receiver we just talked about, and once we flip it over to the top, we have our power and source buttons, and also a status light. On the back, it just has the power input and the port for the HDMI output. Those are the main things that come in the box. We also have a few power adapters and one 5-foot HDMI cable, a remote control to switch inputs and power, 4 screws and screw anchors, and also your 1-year warranty information. Let's start off with the basics. The Nav S502 is a transmitter and receiver setup. The transmitter connects to your video source, and the video receiver connects to your output source. Your transmitting source can be anything that provides you with video, like DVD players, DVRs, computer, and game systems. Once that is connected, you connect to your output source. Normally that's a TV or a monitor. And granted, when everything is plugged in correctly, within a few seconds, you'll get video and sound through the receiver to your source. Now the second thing that's very important, it's so important they even put it on their box, is determining the latency. Latency is a time interval between the stimulation and response from a general point of view as a time delay between the cause and the effect of some physical change in the system being observed. This type of measurement is used in technology often. Most of the time it's referred to as lag. For gamers, lag is something you cannot live with. It'll cause you to miss that critical turn, miss that note in Guitar Hero, or if you play Battlefield like me, it will cost you your life. That's a challenge to you, Jace. For watching TV with a transmitter, lag won't affect you that much. Satellite TV has a ton of lag, but since you don't have time-sensitive input to the cable box, it really doesn't matter. We're talking milliseconds here, not seconds. With that being said, the AVS 502S works perfectly with my TV. I was able to use my DVR, turn the channels, and I had full control of my input. Now this is being broadcast in 1080p resolution. My monitor is a widescreen monitor that is a little bit higher than 1080p, so it doesn't fill it up. But if you have a 1080p display or whatever source you're putting it to, then it will look just fine. The video was fantastic. I didn't notice any artifacts that I normally see. Also, the sound came out of the speakers without any noticeable fidelity loss. The range on the unit says about 100 feet. Without taking a measurement stick and walking downstairs, I'm sure I'm very close to the limit, but everything looks fantastic. And for video and TV, it's exceeded my expectations. So this covers the first claim. It is indeed plug and play. Gaming is a different animal altogether. The setup is the same as a DVR or any other source. The wireless controller sends the signal through the IR receiver. I've done a lot of testing with games, different types as well. We've had shooting games, I've had sport games, and I've had driving games too, just to test the latency out. I also even relocated the receiver to be closer to the transmitter, just to be sure range will not be an issue. I pretty much had these things in the same room by the end of my testing. And now I can't put a finger on why sometimes latency is so pronounced. There were some points I got so frustrated that I was about to turn the game off and then suddenly it starts working. It's really weird. Now, there are way more good times than bad, but this does happen enough to where I need to mention it. What I did discover is that if you're on the edge of that 100-foot range, gaming is the first thing that suffers. There are times when the controller no longer is connected because I'm out of range, but flipping over to the DVR works just fine. Don't let a few hiccups scare you. I've been able to put in sessions that last over an hour playing PlayStation 4. If you are buying this for gaming exclusively, you would have good success, but be sure you're within that 100-foot range. Also prepare yourself for some frustrating moments. If you can get past the inconsistencies, I'm sure you can find yourself a suitable gaming box. I was very skeptical at first about the zero lag statement, but you know what? It is very possible with this. I've had many moments of zero lag. I just wish it was more. A few additional cons that I came up with while using this box daily for about a week. For some reason, maybe once or twice a day, the box loses connection. And the only way to get it back is simply doing that trick that we do with every product. You disconnect it and reconnect it. And after a few seconds, it reconfigures and you're back up and running. I just can't figure out why it disconnects in the first place. The transmitter and the receiver gets a bit hot sometimes. Now, it's nothing you really should worry about, but if you do have this unit inside of one of those entertainment centers that has a door, when you open it up, it feels like there was an oven in there. It does kick out a lot of heat. Now, I don't think it's gonna overheat. It's something that I felt the need to mention because electronics getting too hot could cause for some problems down the line. The last con is sort of nitpicking. The IR extenders are a bit short. I was unable to tuck away my transmitter because I needed extenders in front of my DVR. I just felt the extenders should have been a bit longer. I ran into an issue when the extenders did not reach the PlayStation and the DVR, so I had to move the PlayStation closer to the DVR so it reaches. Not a major issue, but it was annoying nonetheless. All in all, if you have a need for wireless HDMI, this is the best bet. Sure, it has some weird bugs, but what doesn't these days? The firmware is upgradable, so I'm sure there will be updates coming down the line to remedy some of these problems. As always, guys, my name is Kevin the Tech Ninja. Make sure you check out my YouTube channel, The Tech Ninja, and also go ahead and like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to Android Authority if you're not subscribed for some odd reason. Have yourself a great day because we are your source for all things Android. Take care, guys.